Hello and welcome back to Be A Legend 2022. If you're enjoying the series so far, then please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button and leave me a comment. It all helps here on YouTube. Today we have the review of the season just gone and a look at which transfers we're bringing in, if any. Hello and welcome to episode 8 of it wasn't from the bottom to the top, it was To Be A Legend. It originally started as from the bottom to the top, of course, incarnated itself into Be A Legend. My name's Mark. Today's episode we have that review of the season just gone, the transfer special, if there are any transfers, and it is hard work, and more about that a little bit later, and a preview of our season, a whole season in the Championship, and can we do better than we did in the season just gone? Let's hope so. What I thought we'd do today is just start off from where we began. So we joined, this is showing on the 16th of December. We actually joined on the 15th. So we're a day in and one game to play coming up against Blackburn. That is all history now, of course. But we were, when I took them over, 23rd, 3 wins. So this, I'm hoping you're going to remember. 3 wins, 10 draws, 8 losses, 17 for, 28 against, a minus 11 goal difference, and 19 points on the board. And the last 5 games, as you'll see, lost 4 of those 5, drew the other one. So in poor form, I think, is how you can best describe it. So with that in mind, let's jump forward and have a look at how we finished the season. And as you will see, we finished the season in a very respectable 9th place, having played 46 games. 3 games we won when you joined us, or when we joined Bristol City. 17 games won in the end, so we put on another 14 wins in that pretty much second half of the season, really, wasn't it? We'd had 10 draws. We drew another 5 games in that second half of the season, and I think, if my memory serves me right, had we drawn we'd lost 8 games, I think, hadn't we? Drawn 10, so we've added a 5 to that. We'd lost 8 games, so we only lost another 6 games in that second half of the season. We ended up with 68 points for 68 goals for, 55 against, 13 goal difference, so we turned that around. It was minus 11, so we added 24 goals in that and 66 points. I think from 11, wasn't it, on the board when we took over. So 55 points we added, and our form going into the end of the season there, 1-3, lost 1 and drew 1. I think that was more than respectable. We'll come back to the table in our usual review of the season when we do the end of season review, and also a look at the table, and we do a bit of a deep dive into the table. I won't obviously go over this bit again, but we will deep dive it as part of that review. Right, let's get on then and have the review of the season. And here we go. End of season review 23-24. We start, as always, with the new arrivals. Some are mine, some are not. Ben Nelson, he was a loan coming from Leicester. We have secured him for next season as well, so that's good news. 29 appearances, 4 from the subs bench, scored 2 goals and had 2 assists. Those 2 goals coming from corners, I think. A 7.24. Luke Freeman, a bargain buy really, from Sheffield United, paid 6.75 million. In fact, just out of curiosity, because it never killed career stats. So he was originally with us, come from Stevenage for an undisclosed fee. I think he was brought in by Steve Cottrell. in that season. Went on to sold him for 300,000 to Queens Park Rangers. Queens Park Rangers then sold him for 5 million to Sheffield United, and we bought him back off of Sheffield United. So, yeah, 5,700, I think, difference. Sorry, 5,700,000 difference into what we sold him. Who knows what went on there, really, to be fair. Anyway, he's had a wonderful season with us. Has it moved on one now? We've gone. Hang on, new arrivals. I think we've gone into transfers out, actually. Luke Freeman, then, 6.75 million. 39 appearances, 7 from the bench, 8 goals. And this is where he's very, very good. 9 assists, 7.23. And Ellis Sims, he came in. He was on loan from Udinese. Actually, only played 2 games. Well, in fact, 2 substitutes appearances. Scored 1 goal and a 7.10. Not quite sure why I got rid of him, to be fair. Josh Bowler came in from Blackpool. I'm not quite sure what... transfer out to Hull City. 45 appearances, 1 from the bench, 11 goals, 8 assists, 6.98. Kongaloo came from Fulham, 550,000, 30 appearances, 2 from the bench, and 2 assists, 6.98. Connor Townsend from West Brom, 1.4 million, 8 appearances, 6 from the bench, 6.97. Morgan Rogers was brought in from Bournemouth for 1.5 million. 11 appearances, 5 from the bench, 2 goals, 3 assists, and a 6.96. I'm not going to go down too much further. Bradley Dack from Blackburn, 14 appearances, 21 from the bench, 5 goals, and 2 assists. And then we come to Dominic Gape, Marcelo Flores, Dominic Pitchford, and Alex Pascano, who came in from Bordeaux for £1 million, 2 appearances, 3 from the bench, 6.40. So he was the worst of the lot. Outgoing, close. He went out. He made 32 appearances for them in the end. Neshatal X-Max scored 1 goal and 3 assists. Olawolami went to Port Vale, 46 appearances, 7.13. Andy King went to Wasland Beveren, 74,000, 21 appearances. He made 6.97. And the rest, I will let you see. Casey Palmer going to Oxford United. Alex Scott going to Burnley. We didn't perform there as well as Rob Atkinson going to Peterborough. Andreas Weimann going to Portsmouth. And Lewis Britton, not sure where he went. He didn't go anywhere. He's out on a free. So he disappeared off. Loans out, we'll come to them at some point or other, but not at the moment. Top half finish, the board expected finish 9th, average 19,000 home attendance. The top goal scorer was Sakio Jenna with 14 goals, and board pleased with the team achieving top half. So they should be, really. Turned that around nicely. That's the Championship, FA Cup, knocked out in the 3rd round. Leeds United. It was a draw, and then went to a replay, and obviously lost the replay, and we were knocked out. Board not too happy with that, to be fair. Did they say? However, we can understand that the team had a difficult draw. Yeah, thank you very much. Caribou Cup, 3rd round minimum, knocked out in the 1st round. That was Nigel Pearson, knocked out by Reading. Moments to remember was the 4-0 win against Nottingham Forest, a 4-1 win against Cardiff. Matches to remember. That is certainly a match to remember. Goal of the season. It was a Luke Freeman goal in the game against Portsmouth. Let's have a quick look at that. Just make sure my speaker's off. Josh Bowler and Luke Freeman scoring inside a minute. And this was the goal from Luke Freeman. Masengo heading it down to O'Dowda. O'Dowda through to Freeman. And Freeman, lovely shot. Beating Portsmouth. So that was the goal of the season. Quick roundup on the finances. Nothing's changed. No new sponsorships. Sponsorship is up by about £1 million. Everything else is down. Broadcast revenue, corporate hospitality, no competition prize money this season, and match day commercial also down. Top shirt sales were O'Dowda, Masengo, Bowler, Freeman and Williams. No Semenyo and no Jenner, which is a bit concerning, I would say. And the team, how we lined up, the best 11, Bentley in goal, Pring, Nelson, Moore and Viner. Our backline, Williams and Freeman in that central midfield, Rogers, Dack and Bowler in front of them, Jenner up front. No space for Masengo, I notice, in that one. And I won Championship Manager of the Month back in March. Fans Player of the Season was Luke Freeman. Young Player of the Season, Ben Nelson. Signing of the Season, Morgan Rogers. Goal of the Season, we've seen it, Luke Freeman. Top goal scorer, Sakajana on 14. Luke Freeman. Most assists on 9. Most Player of the Match awards, Luke Freeman on 7. So he's done very well in the awards this year. Ben Nelson, average rating of 7.2. And passes complete was Joe Williams with 54 out of 90 minutes. Competition awards, there weren't any. Record breakers, so Sakajana gets most goals in a season. Joe Williams, he was the bad boy. 16 yellow cards he had. No reds, but 16 yellow cards. Ryan Green was the youngest player to play for us. 15 years, 353 days. And Luke Freeman, the oldest, at 32 years and 50 days. So that's where we are. Board's initial budgets for the coming season, 475,000 of wage budget, 2.25 million of transfer budget. We'll do all this stuff offline. Just very quickly, just to make sure there's been no transfer activity since you were last with us. No Ellis Sims last in. James Walker on loan to Guernsey last out. So nothing happened. What we're going to do is, because I believe it's going to be really, really slow, we're going to jump all the way forward to August the 1st. And we're going to come back and have a look how things are going. Oh, in fact, no, we won't do that just yet. We will do. I'm really jumping ahead of myself here. What we do need to do is we need to go back here, go into here. Semi-finals still to be played. We were going to do the deep dive, weren't we? Which is what we normally do. Let's have a quick look at the deep dive then. Home record. We finished 2, 4, 6, 7th in the end of home records. 23 played, 12 won, 5 draws, 6 losses, 39 for, 22 against, a plus goal difference of 17 and 41 points on the board. At home, away from home, a little bit worse. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11th. And as you see, 23 games played, 5 won, 10 draws, 8 losses, 29 goals for, 33 against, -4, and a goal difference points of 25. Blackburn having the best away record. Who had the best? Swansea having the best home record, losing just 2 games all season. Right, first half We know all about it. In fact, if you go by this, we would have been bottom in the first half of the season, first 23 matches. Less said about that, the better. Second half of the season, we were the second best club in the second half of the season. 23 played, 14 wins, 5 draws, 4 losses, 50 goals for, 24 against. So virtually double, 2 for 1. A goal difference of plus 26 and 47 points on the board. So really, really happy with that. Last 5 games, we were 2, 4, 5, about the 6th best on the run-in. Fulham having the best run-in, drawn 1 and won their last 4 games. Cardiff winning 4, losing their last 1. Blackburn winning 2, drawing 1, winning 2. Reading winning 2, drawing 2, and losing 1. And Crystal Palace, they won 1, drew 1, won 1, lost 1, won 1. Can you say? There it is. And how does it all compare to the media prediction? Well, we did end up, they predicted we would end up 8th. We finished up 9th. Met the media expectations. I'll leave you to find your own team. Pause it, have a look, and you can work out how your team did against their expectation. Bournemouth were expecting to finish 3rd, finish 10th. But they didn't have a good time. Crystal Palace were expected to finish 1st and were 1st. Portsmouth expected to finish 24th and were 24th. So there you go. That's how it is. Right, now we will jump forward to August and have a look and see how the transfers are going. And you come back and join us on the 1st of August. And as you will see, we did eventually, before the end of the 23-24 season, we did bring in 1 player, and we did have a couple going out. I think last Ellis Sims in, James Walker last out. So Tom Delabashiru is our first signing of the season, comes in from Watford for £1 million. He is a central midfielder, but can play across the attacking midfield as well, can play left, middle or right, and also is quite happy in these 2 roles, including defensive midfielder, which is always handy. He's 24 years old. He has come in for £1 million, so we value him at 1.6 to 5 million now, so a little bit of profit on him there. Current ability, 3 stars. He has the potential for it to be a 4-star player, so reasonably happy with that. And he looks quite good. As I say, he's come in from Watford, previously playing, has played in the Premier League, played a couple of games, was I think released. Oh no, he couldn't have been released because we bought him. Previously had been on loan at Reading when he made 44 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist and 1 player of the match. So we're looking for him to do some good things. Originally came from Manchester City. Watford bought him for £220,000. So that's our first in. Going out, Joe Lolly has gone to Burton Albion for £10,000, and Jamie Knight-Lebel has gone out to Merthyr on loan. Right, moving down then, Charlie MacArthur, our second signing of the season for £1.1 million, come in from Kilmarnock. He's 19-year-old, 3-star current ability, 4 to 5-star potential ability. He is a fullback, can play centre-back as well. It's probably preferable out on that right-hand side. He can play as wing-back as well. He is he's looking promising, and already valued at 7.4 to 8.8 million. So again, profit on him. I'm not quite sure what I did there. Let's try that again. What I wanted to do was click on his history. Here we go. So he spent most of his time at Kilmarnock out on loan at Greenock Morton, but has played in the Premiership for Kilmarnock in Scotland. 38 appearances, 3 goals, 2 player of the matches, and 6.88. Although at Greenock Morton in League One, he did excel himself at 7.16, 14 appearances. So hopefully we can get some goodness out of Charlie MacArthur. Caden Gordon, he's come in on loan from Liverpool. He is a wide midfielder, can play up top as well, which is also rather handy. But his best position looks like it's on the right-hand side as an inverted winger. Can also play slightly deeper in midfield as well if required. Currently a 3.5 star, potential to be a 4 to 5 star ability. As I say, he has come in from Liverpool, has been out on loan to Queen's Park Rangers already in the Championship, 7.11. So we are hopeful that he will do some bits for us this season. Niskins Cabano, he's come in on a free. He's slightly older, 32-year-old Congolese player. 5.2 million, 6.4 million is his value currently. Again, it's in this midfield and can play naturally across left, right or central, can play also up front, can also drop into midfield if required as well. Currently 3-star. He has potential ability, should I say, of 3 stars as well. So that's where it is. Previously at Fulham, where he's played most of his early stuff, but has been around Genk, Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain is where he started out, been out on loan and then so on and so forth with them. Also spent a little bit of time at Middlesbrough in the Championship as well. So he's well aware of Championship football, playing in the Championship last season for Fulham, but they released him and he is now a Bristol City player. Nathan Young-Coombs has come in for £3.1 million from Brentford. He's a 3-star current ability, 3.5 to 4.5 star potential, 7.4 million. So profit on him already. 21 years old. Really brought him in as attacking force, but he can drop down. He's naturally can play on the right-hand side of midfield. He is competent in a couple of other positions as well, left, right and left. As you'll see, we're a bit overloaded in here now across this attacking midfield, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. So Nathan Young-Coombs, he's come in. Say Brentford, was on loan at Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship, and as you'll see, had a reasonable season, 12 goals, 2 assists, and 2 Player of the Match awards as well. Originated from Crystal Palace and then went to Chelsea, and then I'm not sure what happened, went to Rangers, where he spent a lot of time at Rangers, then went to Brentford, Hearts, Sheffield Wednesday, and then back to Brentford. He played 5 games for them last season in the Premier League, and now has ended up here at Bristol City. Nathan Young-Coombs. Liam Delap, he's on loan from Manchester City, last in at the moment. Again, another striker, just as if we needed it. Probably looking for a defender, but we'll come to that in a moment. 3-star current ability, 4 to 5 star potential. Obviously, he's just in on loan for now, but his career has been at Manchester City, has been out on loan at Nottingham Forest, where he had a couple of reasonable seasons, not fantastic, but reasonable. Also been on loan at Queen's Park Rangers. So Liam Delap, name to remember. Right, going outs then. Riley Towler's gone out on loan to Crewe. Kidam Harris has gone to Alenska Driva for a freebie. Harry Leeson's gone to Inverness free. Josh Bowler, this is our big money going out, has gone to Mainz for £11.25 million. He wanted to leave, and actually Mainz activated his release clause, so it was just it was a done deal. Drew Warburton's gone to Yeovil Town on loan. Rohan Nelson's gone to Dulwich Hamlet on loan, and Dominic Gape, who wanted to go, he's gone for 1.4 million to Sheffield Wednesday. That is the story of our transfers to date. Finance wise, we do still have £6 million in the transfer budget. We are still underspent on the wages. Still room for a couple more to come in. I think if we look at the squad now, and have a big bit of a poke around, I think, to be honest, we're okay. We possibly could do with another defender. Possibly, we definitely need a backup goalkeeper. Dan Bentley and Cairns, and we did, as I say, have a go for Kieran Slicker at one point. Nothing happening there. I think central midfield, we are okay. A couple of these players can drop back in there, Daly Basharou and what have you. So I think we're fine here. We're certainly reasonably off for attacking midfielders, and we should be okay for strikers as well. So this area of the pitch is very, very false. You will also see we have a change of formation. We'll come to that in just a moment, because you must be looking at this thinking, hang on a minute, where's these wide players gone? I'll do a bit of explaining in due course. Right. So that is where we're at. A little bit of strength, definitely a goalkeeper, maybe another defender is what we will be looking towards before we kick off the season well and good. Right. Pardon me. We have played some pre-seasons. As you will see, we started out against Victoria Pizan at home, a 4-2-3-1 formation. Reasonably okay. But then we I don't know, just seemed to struggle a little bit. So we switched up to a 4-3-1-2. And we've played Red Star Belgrade, Nancy, Pau. And as you can see, it is quite consistently good. Red Star being a really good side. 1-1 draw there. But we've had 3-0 wins against Nancy, Pau and Guernsey without conceding. So it is a really do. Niskans Cabano, you'll see, getting on the score sheet quite a bit. So did Tom Daly Basharou. So our new boys doing very, very well. Juan Delgado, who is still on trial with us, but again, is in this sort of area. Do we want any more players there? I don't know. I'm not sure we need him. We're just keeping him in close contact at the moment, bearing in mind he is 31 years old as well. So we have our final game in a couple of days, our final pre-season game against AZ Alkmaar, and that will be the acid test of whether we stick to the 4-3-1-2 to start the season or whether we go upper cog. Whether we go upper cog and change it back to the 4-2-3-1. I don't know. I'm a bit undecided as it currently stands. Right. With all that in mind, let's go hurtling forward. Oh, one thing we didn't do, of course, was just a quick synopsis of how the season will pan out. We'll start off with Norwich Sutton, our first episode coming up tomorrow in the Championship and the Caribou Cup, and we finish the season at home to Swansea. So Birmingham and Swansea will be our final episode of this season when we get round to it. Right, with that all said and done, let's motor forward to have a look at the final transfer roundup then and the new season preview. And here we go for the final roundup then of our transfer special. And we have had one more player in. Connor Roberts has come in from Brighton. We've paid $750,000 for him. We'll go up to $800,000 with add-ons. He is a right-sided defender, which I think does as well. I did say we wanted a defender, but I'm not too sure that we needed anybody in centre. But we've added here, and he can play on the left if required. He's accomplished over there as well. Not so good as a wing back over that side, but he can still. He's competent, I think. Is that competent? Yeah. So he's good. He can also play midfield as well if we do. So quite versatile. Connor Roberts, 3.5 star current ability. He has potential. He's 3.5 star. He is 28. So he's a little bit older than what we would normally expect to bring in, but I think he was too good to miss. He's been around a bit. Swansea, a few loans out, then played at Swansea in the Championship quite a bit, and then was Burnley paid £1.5 million for him. He ended up at Brighton for £5 million after a couple of mediocre seasons, really, which is a bit odd. Played in the Premier League, not very much, but played one game in the Premier League. So £5 million for one game, that's really expensive. And then we've bought him off of Brighton for £750,000. Going up to 800, of course. So still looking for that elusive goalkeeper. That's the one we want to try and land in the not too distant future. Not urgent, but that's our target for now. And then just see what else falls out. Nathan Butler-Odoi has gone out on loan to Sutton United I think they're in League. They're in League One. And we will meet them. We will be meeting them in the Caribou Cup. I think they're our first opponents in the Caribou Cup. So that is all the transfer news. Financial wise, we still have £5.2 million to spend. We're still under our wage budget, only just now though, but we are just under. I think there's enough leeway in there for a goalkeeper, and we can always take a little bit off of our transfer budget, bring it down to about £5 million, and cover a goalkeeper in there, and we should be all right then through until January. I'm thinking, as you'll see, we are ready for the pre-match press conference before we launch into our first episode. We did get a 1-0 against Alkmaar. Again, playing the 4-3-1-2. You may well see it in action in our first game. And what I've also got to add is another clean sheet, which was rather splendid. Right, so with that all done, the only thing left for us to do is have a quick look at the season preview. The media are expecting us to finish 7th. That's one up on last season when we finished, they expect us to finish 8th when we finished 9th. 6-1 to get promoted. Millwall are favourites. Bournemouth second favourites. Watford, who are relegated, are third favourites. Norwich, also relegated, are just above us in 6th. And expecting to go down are Wigan, Burton and Rochdale. 2 of the 3 coming up. Expected to go back to whence they came. And we'll see how that all pans out as the season progresses. I've got a highlight on Deal Fry. I think he was the other central defender that we were looking at potentially to bring in. How much? That's definitely a possibility there. Anyway, nobody in the Dream 11 that I can see. We do have a couple of players in the key players. Caden Gordon, Ben Nelson. And they are the only 2. Interesting. Right, so that is how it's going to be. As I say, first up on our first episode, it's going to be Norwich and Sutton. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button to keep you up to date with all future episodes of this and our other 2 series, of course, from the bottom to the top and Making Tottenham Hotspurs Again. New series, any other new series as they are released, of course. New episodes of To Be A Legend are currently released every Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. And if you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel and more, you need to follow me at Twitter at JustOffsideFM is where you need to be. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 9. It's out tomorrow, Sunday. Until then, it's a very goodbye.